Alright, hello YouTube. We're finally back on the road, which is a great feeling. We've spent the last 2 days bunkered down in Port Augusta while a heat wave rolled through.
Yeah.
Ended up getting to 44 degrees yesterday.
Disgusting.
With 60 kilometre gusts of wind. It was just hot and gross, and I'm really glad we were able to bunker down and not be on the road for that, because that would have been a nightmare.
So we did a bit of research on the Nullarbor and also on the COVID situation, and we feel pretty confident that we'll be able to get across the border. But we're also not going to say no to a lift if somebody stops, and we're also chatting to all of the other travellers around just to see if that's an option for us. But yeah, we're pretty committed to riding it.
For sure,
That's definitely game plan number one.
I guess the thing in the back of our minds is the sooner we can get to the border, the lower the risk of us being turned back. So yeah, if we can get there faster by car, in a truck, we'll do it. It'll be disappointing because we really want to ride it.
Yeah.
We'll make some final plans when we get to Ceduna, which is 5 days away.
Yeah.
So next 5 days we're cutting west across to Ceduna. Tonight we're staying in a place called Eyre Knob, which is it's not funny. And we'll just take our time. Today we knew that there was going to be a headwind for us, about 40 kilometre headwind all day. And I actually didn't get a lot of sleep last night because headwinds for me, they really get to me. And I was a bit nervous about how I'd handle today, but we've just gone in with a different attitude. We're just down in the low gears, taking it as it comes. We had an early start, so we've got plenty of time to get there. And it's working really well. We're really happy with how we're handling that. So yeah, it's brilliant to be back on the road. It's nice and cool again today. There was a bit of rain overnight. It's dropped down to about 25 degrees, which is just feeling cool. Yeah, I think we're about to pass through some pretty flat but some pretty stunning country, and it's getting a little bit wilder, a little bit rawer. So yeah, we're pumped.
The dirt's changed colours, which is cool.
So I'll show you a bit of that today and over the next few days, I think. Yeah, enjoy. Good morning again. So we are now in the middle of nowhere again, which is feeling great. We had a lovely campsite back in, what was the town called? Eyre Knob, which was really lovely. There was some indoor areas, as you saw, and I found a shark book, which I'm really interested in. I can't put down. It's great. So we've just stopped at a rest stop. We've got this nice little spot here, and these have started popping up. These are, we got backrests on our camp chairs now. It's the height of decadence. We're loving it. There's something very civilized about a backrest. So today's ride, I think we've got about a 90k ride to the next town, Kimber. There's a really nice looking campsite there on Wikicamp, so we're very excited to get there, and there should be a bakery there with some treaties for us for our second lunch. The landscape's changing again. We're climbing up a little bit, and every 20 or 30 meters altitude we gain, we go into a new sort of habitat. It's now getting a bit more treey. It still feels very isolated, but it's nice. It's a nice change each day. So yeah, we're loving it. More footage for the day. Let's get it. who I found. It's old mate with a loose spring. So today was a beautiful day's ride. Last couple of days we've just been passing through really nice sort of plains and then up into some bushland. That's all felt very remote, pretty untouched, and it's been really lovely riding. We just spent the whole day looking out around and didn't really concentrate on the Ks. So
yeah, we're really in the moment today, weren't we?
it was great. It was really fun. So now we're at a town called Kimba, home of the big galah and some pretty cool silo paintings, which I'm sure you saw. We found ourselves a playground and we've got a really nice free campsite to stay at tonight. So pretty happy. We've just had dinner, having a bit of fun on the playground that's right next to the campsite, and we're just lining up plans for tomorrow and the next few days, which I think we're going to go through tomorrow. Keep it a bit of a surprise, but we're really excited. We're very relieved with what's happened, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah. ...
So I think peanut butter on a spoon for dessert,
and
a minty, and reading our books in the tent. Night night. Alright, so still in Kimba this morning. We had a nice start to the day, got up to watch the sunrise, which was pretty stunning, and then got a nice chill day, just hung around camp, came into town and got some Indian food from a motor inn.
Yeah, a
roadhouse.
Yeah.
A roadhouse. It's a strange experience. We've been able to have a slow start this morning because yesterday we met a woman called Sophia who's also heading across to the border, the same direction as us, and has really kindly offered to give us a lift across in her truck van thing.
Yeah.
So we're really stoked. We obviously would have loved to ride the full Nullarbor, and I think one day we'll do it again. But this trip isn't about doing one unbroken line all the way around Australia. We're not doing it for a charity, and we don't really have an obligation to do it. We're just out here to have as much fun as we can for 6 months.
Yeah.
Right now, the COVID situation, it's crept its way into Melbourne Airport, and we're just nervous that a case might pop up in South Australia and stop us getting across without going into quarantine. So we're kind of making a bit of a dash for the border. This trip will knock off about 6 days riding, which will be great.
Yeah.
And once we get to the border, we can still ride half of the Nullarbor, which we really want to do. I think it's a big experience for us. So
Yeah.
it's worked out brilliantly. We're really excited. So Sophia's coming through in about half an hour. She's going to come pick us up and we're on our way. So I think we'll spend the night in Ceduna. We'll stock ourselves up with supplies. And then we're on the road for a couple of days. So footage is still rolling. The drone shots of the coast are still going to be there.
Yeah.
But we're just traveling comfy in an air-conditioned van for a couple of days. So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
It'll be good.
Oh, wait, and there's a galah. There's a big one. It's pretty big. Good morning. So we're now halfway out into the Nullarbor, and I wonder where we are. Let's have a look. Okay, we're at a pretty specky spot called Bunder Cliffs. I don't know if you've heard of it or not. Ready for this?
had such an up and down day yesterday. We woke up at the Bunda Cliffs just feeling like we were living a dream. It was just so surreal. And James heard dingoes yowling, and you also got the sunset, the
Beautiful sunrise.
So yeah, the day started perfectly, and then we decided that we wanted to get the cliffs on the drone. So James took it up and we got probably 3 or 4 different angles, which looked really cool. And then we tried one last one, took it over the edge, and the sparrows just like dive bombed it, and it crashed and fell into the ocean. It was a very sad day yesterday.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
It took a lot to get us back up and about. We kind of went for a walk, we did a little bit of editing, and then we decided we were going to have a coffee. And we dug through all of our bags only to discover we'd left the coffee percolator back at the last camp, which was 55 k's away, so we couldn't go back and get it. So it just kind of went from worse to worse.
It was a pretty flat day yesterday, to be honest.
It was really hard.
Out here it's strange because the highs are so high, like you see a sunset and it just blows you away, but the lows just hit you down rock bottom. It really, well, me particularly, brought me really low.
Yeah.
It's just so raw out here that you kind of feel everything an extra 10%. And the coffee pot and the drone, they're not essential. They're not, you know, required to keep us alive and keep us going, but they're our luxury items. And out here in the Nullarbor, that makes a big difference. So that was pretty crushing yesterday.
Yeah, but we are in better spirits today.
Yeah. So yeah, the plan today is it's about a 70k ride to the border from where we left off this morning. So they say that that bad things happen in threes. We're not superstitious, but we've lost the drone, we've lost the coffee pot, and now we're lining up the border. So we've just got to cross all of our fingers and toes that there haven't been any cases. We haven't had any reception, no contact for the last few days. So
yeah,
fingers crossed we get across the border.
Yeah, should be good. I hope.
Alright, we've just made it to Border Village, which sits right on the border of South Australia and Western Australia. It's picked up to about 35 degrees, which is not what we expected.
Oh, it's good. I was going to say, sorry.
But the heat waves come through a little bit earlier than expected. Tomorrow it's looking like it's going to get up to 42. So there's that.
We're not riding tomorrow. It's too hard.
So I think that's where we'll leave it for today's video. We don't know if we're going to be able to get through the border or not. We haven't had reception for a few days. So
stay tuned
and we'll see you in about 4 or 5 days, whether we're riding back across the Nullarbor with our tails between our legs or enjoying beautiful Western Australia.
Cross your fingers for us.